Okay, so we've reclaimed time. So now what are we going to do with it? Well, most managers tend to be more reactionary. A problem pops up, we fix it. A task comes in, they assign it. But architects do something different. They look at the pattern of the problems because they have that mental capacity to step back, to look at that bigger picture. So they look at the patterns of problems and then redesign the environment so that those problems stop happening. We stop firefighting. Think of it this way. As an administrator, every time the pipe leaks, we're going to mop the floor and mop it dry. But as an architect, we're going to fix the plumbing. And that's really one of those big differences between the administrator role, the architect role, or perspective and approach. So strategic work design is about building a high performance ecosystem where your team can actually thrive. And you don't have to micromanage and oversee every single little task and part of a project. So how do we do that? Well, we want to increase team autonomy. We have to design workflows that remove you as a leader manager as the bottleneck. And there are two architect approaches that we can use. The first one is called the decision tree. And we get a lot of this kind of the blockage because individuals, teams are waiting for the permission to go to the next stage. They need something signing off. They need to know that they can spend X amount of money or whatever it is. Now, as an architect, architects design clear parameters. So they have clear boundaries that team members know if they stay within those boundaries, then they have the autonomy to make that decision. So if the project cost is under X amount of pounds and it fits this Y criteria, then you can go ahead. You don't have to come to me as leader to actually get it signed off. That way, you aren't managing the task. You're just designing the rules of the game. You've given your people clear boundaries. Now, interestingly enough, if you're familiar with the SCARF model from David Rock, or the SCARE model is the alternative to that, then of those 5 social domains, autonomy, 10 years ago, 2015, was actually quite low down in the ranking as a social domain. Now it is at the top. Post-COVID, people are expecting autonomy. They're wanting autonomy. So think about that from your team's perspective. How much autonomy have individual team members got? Are you very clear? Are you an architect there, where you're designing the rules of the game to give them the autonomy? And the second one is information symmetry. So when we have siloed sources, individual sources of information, this becomes so frustrating, so time consuming. So an architect, this goes back to having a single source of information, a dashboard, a real-time dashboard, so that it means that team members aren't constantly having to come and ask for updates. You're not constantly having to ask different teammates for updates. It actually means that they don't need to come to you, or you don't need to go to them. The information is all there in a single source that you can just bring up on screen.